Welcome to my nursery. My name is Shaquilla Elbert Velasco, and I'm a lamp worker. That means I make glass beads over a torch. I'm from Alexandria, Indiana, and I've been a teacher for over 30 years with Anderson Community School Systems. My studio is located at home, and I've been a farm girl for years, so it's just easy for me to, even without drawing, just start sculpting my animals. I'm currently employed as an art teacher, subbing for art teachers at the school. And I became interested in lamp working as I was working with my crafts and jewelry classes. A friend and I went to the Anderson Fine Arts Center and took a class in lamp working, and that's when we fell in love with the medium, and we decided it would be great to introduce to our students at the high school. It wasn't until 2005 that I became interested in lamp working. I went with a friend of mine who was awarded a Lilly Teacher Creativity Grant, and we took a trip to Louisville, Kentucky to attend the International Glass Bead Convention. It was there that I fell in love with the medium. There I was able to meet all the who's who was in glass bead making, and I had no idea that you could do so much with the glass itself. Now, glass is not the easiest medium to work with. Actually, I find it the most difficult medium. Being a high school art teacher, I've taught everything from drawing, painting, printmaking, to photography, black and white photography, sculpture, ceramics, jewelry, but glass making was the most challenging. My first experience with working with glass with my jewelry class was fused glass. But, you know, there's just something about that immediate gratification of working in the flame itself over the torch and creating a bead in maybe 10 minutes if it's just a little bead, or maybe staying with the bead for 2.5 to 3 hours, making a large focal bead of a horse or a cow or a pig. What you can do with lamp working is, you know, there's no limit. My favorite medium to work with is animals. And I also do figurative type things, such as things that you would find. I'm fascinated by archaeology, so I do a lot of goddess figures and a lot of torsos that look like sculptures that I've seen in Rome and Greece. My signature beads tends to be, you know, the farm animals and also the torsos and the figures. You have to use the gravity. You have to allow the gravity to do it. Every time you push the glass in one spot, it'll go somewhere else. So every time you push on the glass, it's going to go. So what we find out that it's better to allow gravity to do most of the work for you, and that by going with the flow, as we call it in the glass making business. I work full-time, and very often artists are unable to go into their studios and dedicate the time that they need to produce their work. Well, for many years, you know, my drawings, my watercolors, and my prints, I'm a lithographer too, sold, you know, at art fairs. I did art fairs, and that's how I put myself through college. However, the glass seems to intrigue me. I don't know what it is about glass. My passion is art. You know, the reason why I just love art, period. And whenever I am able to go ahead and start investing more time in my studio, I'll probably go back to my drawing, my painting, my printmaking, and also combine it with my glass beads. It's the subject matter that I tend to allow the medium to tell me what to do with it. I have other interests too. My hobby is actually dancing, and I've belonged to a Middle Eastern and Polynesian dance troupes for several years. I began belly dancing back in 1972, and I tend to refer to it as Middle Eastern dance because I incorporate folk dancing steps in with my Middle Eastern dances, that's what it's about. And I danced in a restaurant for about 15 years. At the Nile restaurant, and then I've been on stage several times. To do really well in art, you have to have a good work ethic, and you have to start making time for yourself to do your work. And I've helped a lot of students find out what they were good in. It just somehow it shows up in their work. So I give my students a lot of encouragement, and especially it's that work ethic they need to maintain if they ever expect to do well in their field, to make a career out of it, or become a performing or exhibiting artist in years to come.